This episode of the Long Run Podcast is sponsored by Skechers. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. That would have woke you up, wouldn't it? Welcome to the Long Run Show, the biggest independent running podcast in the world, in the galaxy. This is award-winning. What you tuned into, people here. I'm just going to leave that with you. Even though I probably scared everybody to death as they're going along probably the riverbank. They might have just jumped in. Anyway, good evening, everybody, and welcome. Tonight we're going to be discussing five hidden benefits of running that none of you knew. I'm going to share them with you and we're going to discuss them. But we've also got a lot of other things to go through. But first, let's introduce the panel. We've got Ben joining us tonight. You know, you might not be able to see him because he's quite dark. He's got some lighting issues. We've got Wilco.
Hello, everybody.
Everything tonight, including the air traffic control. And we've got the man with the biggest hat on ever seen. He's got Mel written down. He was meant to have the lovely Mel Howes on tonight, but for unforeseen circumstances, we pulled in the man with the biggest hat, who I had the absolute pleasure of getting the train with today, and he loved every minute of it. Young Speedgoat's here, so get all your Speedgoat questions in. So, quickly, chaps, are we all right? Because I need to roll through, but are we all right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Friday night.
Yeah,
right.
very well, sir.
Speedgoat, good. Okay,
yeah, I am after this morning.
They're still alive. Speedgoat, can you check if we're on Facebook or not? Because I'm not sure we are.
I don't think we are. I was just checking that, and I haven't had the little pop-up.
Yeah, I don't think we're on Facebook. Sorry about that.
We have. I've got
right,
it.
so if you're listening to this for the first time, we record this live, which is probably stupid when we think about it. But yes, we are recording this live, and then this goes out as a podcast. So yes, get involved in the chat comments. I appreciate that we're not on Facebook tonight. But if you're on YouTube and you're getting involved, just load up the comment section and we'll come on to that. Right, so let's get all the sort of business out of the way. So we've got to thank our sponsors, Skechers. Get over to skechers.co.uk and check out all their stuff. I know Speakout's been on there because they've got some sales on, including Black Friday. I think there's like 30% off. So go to skechers.co.uk. But thank you to them for sponsoring the pod and supporting 40 Runs as they always do. We've got to give a mention, and not a mention actually, we've got to give a massive shout out and awareness around the Stand Up to Cancer campaign that we are part of or taking part in. If you're not in the Facebook group, I would say get involved in the Facebook group, but I appreciate not everybody's on that now. But we are starting today, standing up to cancer and raising awareness around that campaign, I would say. We've got a few of our members who have unfortunately been touched by cancer recently, and we are raising awareness around that. We're going to be doing a lot within the club and the community about that, and that started today, and it was absolutely lovely seeing all the posts in the Facebook group today. Again, we'll come back and check in with the panel on that in just a second. So I wanted to give that a shout out at the front end. So just watch out on all our socials and get involved in it if you've not. There's a free downloadable bib that you can get on the website, fordyruns.com, and you can download that and dedicate your run to somebody, who's in your thoughts. I would strongly recommend you do that. So the last bit of business to do before we head over to the panel is we've got the London Shakeout Run, the birthday Shakeout Christmas Lights Tour Takeover London thing that's happening on the 29th of November. I think I got the date right. It's free to come along. There's 200. Well, there's over 200 now signed up for that event. It's free. Come along, people. We're going to have a great time. So yeah, get over to fordyruns.com. I think it's /shakeout. You're all welcome to join. You don't have to be a club member, whatever. We don't care who you are, what you wear, what you look like. Just come along, have some fun, and we shall go from there. Okay, right. So that's that. We've also got some new stuff. We're going to be doing your race reviews today. We've got some other stuff that we want to tackle as well. But to say, we also want to talk about those hidden benefits of running. So if you're watching this live, get into the comments, chats, and give us what you think is a hidden sort of benefit of running that maybe people don't talk about. So, right, that's all me done, chaps. How are we doing Ben, actually, I want to come straight back to that point about the stand up to cancers. Have you seen? I mean, I know you guys have all been at work today. Have you seen the post that have been on there, Ben? It's like start with you. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. There's loads on there, and it's just fantastic to see. So inspirational, and I think so many of the club members in terms of sharing their own stories, what it means to them, and I think cancer touches pretty much everyone, in the world in some shape or form. So it really is great to see, and really encourage everyone to get involved.
Yeah, it's we're going to be doing it. So the satellite groups, satellite clubs. If you don't know what that is, we've got we have the virtual group club that we run twice a week. Again, free. Everything we do, you can just get involved with. But the satellite groups, so we've got over, I think, 40 of them now over the UK. And this week we're going to be trying as groups to get together and again run for in an awareness around that. So dedicate our runs to people. So we're going to be doing that. All of us, it's just pure luck tonight. We'll run at Hertford and dedicate our runs at Hertford this week. Wilco, are you looking forward to Tuesday?
I am very much so. It's very seeing the post today. It becomes a reminder of all the good things that the community is about and bringing everybody together. And it's very unfortunate, obviously, that people have got so many experiences of with cancer and with the disease and everything. But it does bring everybody together and gives people the knowledge that they're not alone in this sort of thing, and we can actually do something. A big shout out to Al, who was out on his run today. Al, who's a regular guest on here, unfortunately lost his mum 2 or 3 weeks ago to cancer, and was running in honour of her because towards the latter days of her life, she got a thing for prawn crackers from the Chinese. So he used to be part of his running regime was to go to the Chinese, get some prawn crackers, and run around to his mum's. And he did that today in memory of her, and he's raising a lot of money for Stand Up to Cancer. There's a Just Giving.
Thank you. Yeah,
there's a Just Giving address on the community. Please give what you can. Obviously, it's a tough time of year, and there's lots of and there's a tough economic climate as well. But if you could give as much as you could, I know it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it does make it was good. Thanks for doing that, Wilco, because that was my next thing to say about the link. So, and obviously give Al some love. Got to give him a massive shout out today, in particular because of the run he did. Spigo, I've seen a question or a comment, and they know you better than I think most people here. Spigo wearing a cap must be another dodgy haircut. No, it's actually the fact that he hasn't had one, isn't it, Spigo?
Well, I was all going to go out, show off my long hair, but you guys haven't been in the cap. It was literally 2 minutes before we came on.
To be fair, we did sub him in lastminute.com. So I think if he'd have known he was coming on, he'd have got his barnet and his makeup done.
No,
before
it's still not too late to have a look, though, is it?
No, Toby, you're going to show the viewers because obviously the people on the pod won't get the full appreciation of your barnet. Are you going to show them, or?
No, I don't think enough people want to see it yet.
No, we'll wait to the end, shall we? We'll see if we can hold people's attention.
Oh, he's milking it. He's milking the love.
Oh, mate.
Well, I mean, it's only one person, isn't it? So I'm not that easy. Maybe
yeah, can you let us know in the comments if you really want to see Spigo's barnet by the end of this show? We're on for, we could go on for hours tonight. Oh, Marissa's straight in. And actually, I've got to give Marissa, I mean, I have already, but a massive shout out. If you've not listened to last week's episode, it was brilliant. Marissa is just absolute diamond, and don't tell her, but I'm going to try and talk her into coming on stage at the National Running Show, because the topic we're going to be discussing, it'd be brilliant to have her up there. So don't tell her that she's going to be coming on. But yes, if you've not listened to last week's episode, I would strongly recommend it. It's a bit of a New York City love fest, but there were some real nuggets in there about run walking strategies and how to apply it and that kind of thing. So yeah, I would strongly recommend that. Right, so I think you know what, I want to hit it early because we opened up the inbox, the famous inbox, to race reviews questions. Now Wilco, can you remind the viewers what the email address is, please?
The email address is back. It's longrunshow@gmail.com.
Very much. And we want to hear race reviews, and we've by the way, we've been blown away by how many we've had.
Yeah,
we'll try to get through as many as we can.
Yeah, I've had the day off and spent most of my time ploughing through the race reviews that we've got on the
Yeah, so thank you. Right, we really
on
do
the
appreciate it.
email.
But also, whatever you want us to talk about, if there's a specific topic you want us to talk about, maybe you want to come on the show, but you can't be a celebrity. You can't be trying to sell something. You can't be an elite runner. You can't be an Olympian. You can't be someone who had the park run record for about 2,000 years and then got done out of it. We've got no interest in any of that, okay? We just simply don't care. You've got to be an everyday runner, and we'll open our arms and give you a big hug as you come on. Oh, and talking about guests, next week we are doing a Stand Up to Cancer special, and we've got a very special guest on the show next week. We've got Big Fletch coming on next Friday. I would really recommend you tune in for that. But yeah, so Fletch is coming on, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get through the whole thing about crying, but I'm just going to put that out there now. So next week we've got Big Fletch on. So mad love to him if he's listening to this. Okay, Toe, by the way, people are asking to see the Barnet. Are you going to go for it?
There's been a couple, but
okay, well, people
really
keep it coming. So, Wilco, should we go for a race review?
Yeah.
Well, wait, because I thought about this. So I thought we would get some. So I've done some like graphic open titles for it.
Oh,
because it's like so we had the email one, didn't we? So should I remind the viewers, Toe, of the email one, or should we go straight into the race review one?
No, I think you should remind them.
Right. So this is the email one. Okay. Again, apologies on the pod, but whatever. Still looks good, that one. So
God, I had a real hint of nostalgia there, mate. That was great.
If you keep sending the emails in, you'll see that one again. Now, Ben, are you ready for the new one?
I mean, I can't wait. I mean, that was
quick,
exciting.
So don't like. I know you was just WhatsApping someone, but
I'm checking the race review that I've
got. But don't blink, people. And again, apologies if you're listening to this podcast. You just have to watch it back on YouTube. Right, Tobe, I'm going to press the button. Okay, stand by, people. This is pretty good. Wait to the end. Did you see it?
Wow.
Did you see it? Did you see it?
That was amazing.
That was amazing, wasn't it? It was like I said to you, it's like fast, hit you in the face, and it sort of summed it up. So anyway, Wilco, we'll give the viewers another opportunity to see that masterpiece when we finish them. So over to you for our first race review of 2023. This is a regular feature, people, so get involved. Go, Wilco.
Now, there is a little bit of a backstory to this because our first one is from our good friend Ben Bailey. Now, you may have seen, if you've been on the Facebook group today, you might have seen that Ben's got some injury issues, which means that he's had to abandon his run streak, which has stretched over 1,300 days. I think it was 1,348 or something now. But he's just had to announce that due to a knee injury, he's going to have to draw that to a close. So before I read it, I just wanted, on behalf of everybody, just to wish him all the best. He's an absolute stalwart of the Facebook, the 40 Runs community, a big part of things. And I just wanted to wish him all the best, really. So he has, he's reviewed the Alton Towers 10K, which took place in November. It took place last week. So what we're trying to do is when we do these reviews, we'll try and tell you whenabouts they are in the year in case you fancy doing them yourself. So his comments about Alton Towers was, first off, the setting is great, especially if you're a bit of a theme park geek, as you get to run around the park and past all the rides. I arrived early and got prime parking right by the entrance. If you're a later arrival, then you end up parking a good 15-minute walk away from the start, so be prepared for that. Entry into the park was quick and easy, and the event village was well organised. There were a decent-sized backdrop, and being a theme park, there was plenty of food and drink outlets. The route was tough. If you've been to Alton Towers, you'll know how hilly it is, and it was brutal. There didn't seem many flat bits. It was either running uphill or downhill. And even though it was a theme park, only a small part of it was around the rides. It was a 2-lap course of about 2 miles per lap, of which 2 miles per lap was in the park. The rest of it was on service road and car parks around the estate. So not the best, although it wasn't as bad as I imagined. The event was put on by Run Through, who do great events, and the medal was top quality as always. And end of race goodies were great. The big bonus of the race was getting to jump on all the rides with very short queues. Not that I bothered, as I was soaking wet and knackered. Overall, it wasn't a bad race, and I think I'm doing it once is okay, but I wouldn't do it again. Organisation 8 out of 10, route 5 out of 10. Overall, maybe a generous 6 out of 10. Now, Ben, you've got one as well, haven't you?
Well, hang on, let me step in there, because if you've listened to that and gone, oh, I could do that, we need a rating, people. So if you've seen one of the YouTube videos, Simon gives everything a rating, right? He's the hardest man to please, probably in the world. So we need you to call it Simon's rating. So what would Simon give it? That's what I want you to think about. And remember, he gave Cambridge, was it 1 or 2?
Was it 2, wasn't it?
But 2 is only for the burrito.
London Marathon 7. I mean, the guy's so hard to please. So it don't make no sense. So anyway, when you send them in, you need to summarize it at the end with Simon's rating. What would Simon give it out of 10? Right, Ben, sorry, I cut in.
Cool. And I've got one here from Ian Keeling, who did the Great Scottish Run in October. I am reading it off my phone, so apologies as my eyes go. So this was about 3 weeks recovery after the Great North Run, where we all got caught by the lovely monsoon at the end. So recovery from a chest infection. Stayed in St George's Square Premier Inn. Great value, £160 for 2 nights, which much better than the Newcastle drama. And is on the start line, so bonus for him, no baggage bus and not having to queue up for the Portaloos. He's got a challenge for Speed Goat here. So the half marathon starts an hour after the 10K. So we think that you should sign up for both, Tobe. So you do the 10K and then do the half marathon. Seems like a decent challenge.
That.
I like that challenge. Well done, Ian. I think we've all agreed on that one. Course is flat. Seem like constantly running downhill. The first half mile is uphill, but apart from that, and a steady climb in the park at mile 8, really is a PB course. His target was to try and go sub 140, and he smashed it in 138, which is amazing. Well done. Atmosphere on the course, not quite the same as Great North. I mean, I don't think you can beat Great North for atmosphere, but supporters all the way round. Last 2 miles, it builds, and the atmosphere in the last mile is great. The after area, a bit more subdued than South Shields, understandable probably, but there's not a queue for food. And your phone actually works, which is
that's a bonus.
Post on the gram, right, and get it uploaded on Strava because it doesn't count until it's on there. And then it's a steady 10 to 15 minute walk back into Glasgow for shower, beer, and food. So he hasn't given a rating on this, sadly, but he said he'd do it again.
Sounds like about an 8 or a 9.
I was going to say, I'd say that's a strong 8, probably a Simon 6.
It sounds
probably Simon will give it 6.
But I think that sounds great, and I think we've got a challenge for Toby for next year, right?
I think that's an 8 or a 9. Si would probably give it 5 or 6 because he doesn't like Scotland, and that's just putting it out there. And that's probably well, what he did the Edinburgh Marathon, he didn't rate that much, did he? So make sure you give it the ratings, and also, which I think is really important, because we've got to remember, guys, I think we're missing a trick here. We are the biggest independent running podcast in the world, right? There was somebody, I saw it earlier, was like in Australia. So this is not limited to the UK. We want to hear if you're doing a half marathon in Peru. We want to do 10K in the Galapagos Islands. We want to hear about it, right? But you have to give a rating, okay? Now, hands up if you want to see the intro as the outro. So, I think, no?
That's a yes.
3-1.
The free one. Right. Make sure you watch all the way to the end, people. Just for you, Hayden. Be fair, that is good, isn't it?
That is brilliant.
I think it needs updating. Right, so we'll come on to the hidden benefits of what we think in a minute. I do want to pick up on something because somebody's mentioned it in the comments. About this lady who was caught cheating at the Ultra. She got busted in and driving in her car or something. What's everyone's thought? So Robert Hallam's put it, and it's funny, Robert, because Alan was when we was talking about the news of the week. He came up with this first, and I thought we'd had this story on the show, but I wanted to bring it up because you brought it up because I think it's quite relevant. So. what do we think, people, of this lady who's got caught cheating? Now she's been banned or something.
Yeah,
I think
she's
that's
had
why it's come back.
Yeah, she's had she got a punishment this week. That's what it was at the event. It was the Manchester to Liverpool 50 miler, which took place in April. And basically, she they noticed some strange things on her Strava, like she covered 1 kilometer in sort of like 1 minute 20 seconds or something. So and then it came to light that she'd used a car during the race. One of her friends had given her a lift, but she said that she had told the marshal that she was no longer being competitive in the race, which begged the question why she got out and started running again. And then she finished third and accepted the third prize. And subsequently she got found out. So they said she claimed, she had a brain fog. She'd just arrived back from Australia or something like that. She didn't know what she was doing. A lot of cock and ball, really. And then they said, well, you had a week to have given the prize back. Why did you give, it didn't all add up. She's representing Great Britain at the World Championships and things like that. But subsequently, she's been banned for 12 months, which really, I don't know how you feel, boys. That sounds a bit of a light punishment to me.
Yeah, I find the whole thing weird. Look, people make decisions. You can't judge why people do stuff, right? So I just think that the strangest thing is to collect the prize and the medal. I mean, if I can't even quantify it, but let's say you've had enough. I think we've all been there. You're in a race and you're absolutely broken. You're ruined. You want to cry. You want to stop. And maybe you make a decision that, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to DNF. Then you get in the car and you think, actually, I don't feel too bad. I could probably carry on. By the way, I'm not agreeing with any of this, but I'm just saying there must have been something but then why would you then go and finish it, like, or even accept it? You know what I mean? I just that bit doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
I think sometimes, it's quite common you see in the big city marathons and things like that the elite runners, like, if they're not going to win, they'll think nothing of sort of like dropping off and like, I mean, I've heard stories about the London Marathon that it goes past the hotel where a lot of the elites stay before they head off to the start. And then some of them just think, I've had enough. And then they just skip over the fence and go back in their hotel room. They're not going to win. They don't have the same drive to, I've got to complete, I've got to get down there. If they're not going to get and some of them, some may be being paid to get there. They have to go through certain things and bobs like that. If you're an elite, why do you have to do it? Why not just say, it's not my day today. I'll do another race another time or something like that. If she's not, it doesn't seem that she was trying to qualify for the Olympics or something, just weird.
Yeah, but also she's represented like the Great Britain or anything. So she must be, she's going to be aware of the rules. But also when you're competing, you do have like your own ethics. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. That's
the issue.
Again, make your own decisions up. Do whatever you want, right? But yeah, I look, we're not here to judge people, right? You do whatever you want, whatever.
I think we are.
Yeah, we try and balance it out. I think she's being hung out. She's being found out, rightfully so. But what do you think, Ben?
I mean, for me, I would generally normally say you're only cheating yourself, right? It's the element, as you said, of accepting that prize for third place.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember reading this at the time, and you're like, none of it makes any sense. Okay, brain fog, jet lag, whatever with that, you still didn't return the prize. That's more for me. The issue is, you can do what you want. Like if you want to cheat in a race, you are cheating yourself.
Yeah.
But you're stopping someone else from their moment.
Exactly.
And that's what I think it would probably aggravate most people is you have stolen that moment from someone.
Yes, that's a common thing that people say, like when they run in the Olympics and they get somebody's beaten them who subsequently gets pulled up on a drug test and things like that. They'll be at the next major championship and they'll have the silver medal that they should have won will be presented to them after the high jump or something like that in Zurich or somewhere, and it'll be like, yeah, but it ain't the same. It has to have been on the day.
Have you seen that?
I have just seen that, and I mean, I did. Yeah, I got robbed
If
of
you
my
missed last
moment.
week's show, Ben allegedly did the Hertfordshire allegedly, but there was all pictures on social media of him with last year's medal. So it all sounds a bit maybe Ben, you're going to be investigated now by these people.
I mean, they still haven't come back to me to clarify my time and stuff. So maybe oh my God, am I going to get banned?
Yeah,
You
you're
might
going to
be.
get banned. I
would say I did see him start, and I did see him at the finish.
Yeah.
I didn't see him finish because obviously he finished well in front of me.
You saw me at 8 miles as I shouted at you
As he got out of his Uber.
8 miles, yeah.
As I fell out of the bus.
As he got out of his taxi, paid the geezer.
Oh, it's Wilco.
Yeah. Bingo, what do you make of all this in your large hat?
A large hat. I like in my hat. It's keeping my head warm. Beats much hair under it though. So I think it's that thing, isn't it? You go and for all of us, it's the challenge of completing a race, isn't it? And that's what it is. And all right, none of us are ever going to be up there really to get those positions. But you go and you challenge yourself to do it. And as you say, it's all right if you've got a journey, whatever. Just don't go through the finish line, and definitely don't take the third place. Do you know what I mean? If you want to skip a bit in the middle. But yeah, I just don't
know. It makes any sense, does it? I don't get it. Did she admit it, by the way, when they did the thing? Did she admit it?
I think only after she got found. Only after they said to her, "There's something off with your Strava," and then she finally came clean and was like, "Yeah, I got in a car."
Which could say she's going through the tunnel at the start of the big half. Because you always do your fastest kilometre there.
Yeah. Well, Ben looks like he's going to say something interesting.
I was going to say my Chicago apparently 400 meters I did in 0.2 seconds, so I'm slightly concerned. Yeah. Maybe that's what Hertfordshire Half are investigating, right?
It sounds
why I went so slow.
It sounds like you're a serial offender.
Yeah. He's going to get banned.
It sounds like Nebworth wasn't, an isolated incident.
I mean,
all these, there we've been the last 6 months saying, "Carl, Ben's smashing it, and he's doing brilliant," and all that sort of thing.
What's your secret? I mean,
fraud.
Send it to your lawyer. Don't comment.
I can neither confirm nor deny any allegations.
Yes, great. Boys, have we got anything? Because I've just realised there's 4 boys here tonight. Have we got anything in the comments, chats? Because there's loads. I've missed it. I'll be honest with you.
I've got distracted.
We got distracted, so we'll get rid of that. I'll have a quick scoot through. Barnet, everyone's wanted to see Toes.
Yeah, lots of Barnet talk. Yeah. We
just done
Iron said, "What are the best deals you have seen on trail shoes for Black Friday? Have you been scouting the Black Friday deals yet, FORDY?"
Well, I was on the Start Fitness was obviously because of the link we got, and you get 10% off. But you've got a massive deal on at the moment. Startfitness.co.uk. They've got their Black Friday stuff, and then they're giving extra on top of that. And there was like Adidas Pro 3s. I put it on Instagram for 130 something quid. And even though I don't need them, I was still tempted because they're such a good shoe. And I can't wait for my new chair to be delivered, by the way. But I was looking at them thinking, they do look nice. They were like all white ones. I've got quite a bit coming up. So I was tempted. But no, in terms of the trail shoe, there's loads. Honestly, get over to Start Fitness. They're smashing the daylights out of. I think it's like 30% off on some of them. It's like
I got a pair of what did I get? I got a pair of Brooks Divides, which were great just to sort of like potter about down the towpath and stuff like that.
Is that the Road to Trail one they do?
Yeah,
like light trail.
And I didn't pay much for them. They were about 70 quid or something. It was just ideal. Just for what you want.
Are you going Black Friday stuff, Ben?
I mean, I want to say no.
Yes,
but
yes.
I will be. There's a question that's just come in, which is what I'm waiting for too. Are we getting a 40 shot Black Friday?
Yeah, there'll be one. Yeah, there'll be one. We don't. The store's separate, so yeah, there will be one. But yeah, there will be. There'll be a code or discount or sale or something will happen. So make sure, again, as I always say a million times, that you're on the mailing list, because you'll get that. If you're not on the mailing list, then you won't get told, because I don't bother with like sharing it out, putting the Facebook group. You know what I mean? It's just like whatever. Probably should. Speako, what about you for Black Friday? Are you going to get some sort of batteries for your treadmill?
No, I actually went on it the other day.
I know. Oh,
did you? Did you turn it on?
Bit mean, no, really. I went on it. There was actually video evidence.
Oh yeah, I wasn't allowed to share
You
it.
weren't allowed
Right?
to share
This
it,
is the
no.
best thing about Toe. Sends me a video, but with in caps and with about 50,000 exclamation mark. Do not share this on social media, and then sends it to me because he knows immediately I'm just going to go share.
You got to do it in that order as well, because if I send it first and then say don't, it would be
It'd be
up there.
too late. Bang.
Oh, is it? So I actually used the treadmill the other day, so it's now worth more money. But I don't know. Black Friday, I had to go for all my shoes the other day. Far too many, especially if someone doesn't really run. So I had to go for that. But I need some socks. I told you the other day. That's what I need.
Yeah, the more mile socks, Toe.
Yeah,
Or the shoe ones, SHYU. Use the code, I think, is it 40 runs 15 or 40 15? What is it, Ben?
40 runs 15,
I think it's 40 runs 15 or 40 15.
One or the other,
and I'll find out for you. But the SHYU shoe socks are the ones that that we wear. But yeah, I'll order more mile ones from Start Fitness. That if you buy a pair of shoes,
Trainers, you get them.
You get them. It's so bloody good. I've got millions of things. It's great.
I have enjoyed with Black Friday when people say it's our biggest Black Friday sale ever. We've only been doing it about 3 years anyway.
Yeah, that's probably
Isn't it?
about that. Right,
It's amazing how it's all taken over.
Let's get on to these 5 hidden things to discuss, right? So I was, as you're on your train and, just on TikTok and this and that. And somebody was talking about some hidden benefit that they never knew, but they're like new to running. It made me start thinking. And so I'm gonna put these out there, right? And I want you to discuss them. Are you ready, boys? You ready for this, Ben?
We don't know, do we? We don't know.
No, you genuinely don't know. But I think they're 5 good sort of hidden benefits of running. Although some of them I would say aren't that hidden. I think they're pretty bleeding obvious personally. But okay, right. So number 1, are you ready? People take note. Running improves your cardiovascular health. Obvious. It strengthens your heart, increases blood flow, and lowers your risk of heart disease. Plus, it boosts your endurance, making everyday activities easier. Discuss, boys.
I would excuse me. Yeah.
Go on.
I mean, it's different. It's difficult to disagree with that, really, isn't it? And I do feel better in general life, since in the sort of 5-6 years that I've been running, like everything else seems less of a strain all day, really. From as soon as from getting up in the morning to getting through the day, walking everywhere.
I don't think it's hidden though.
No.
So this is I can't wait for the next 4. Ben, agree, disagree? It's hard to disagree, but
it is hard to disagree. It feels a bit like Run Seal, right? It does what it says on the tin. You go out running, you build up your cardiovascular.
I don't know how. Anyway, I don't know why that says it's hidden, but I mean it is pretty obvious that it's helping your car. Maybe everyone says running is good for you in terms of your cardiovascular health. So, what do you reckon with your big hat?
I mean, as I say, it's hard not to disagree, not to agree with it.
Okay,
it is what it is.
Okay, so should we move on to number 2 of the biggest hidden?
Yeah.
Do they get more hidden as we go along?
Yeah,
exactly. I think, so at the end you're going to be lost because they're so hidden. Okay, right, you ready? Number 2. Running. Actually, do you know what? Running is a great stress reliever. It releases endorphins, those feel-good hormones that reduce stress and boost your mood. Say goodbye to those daily worries and hello to a happier you. Freeze frame. Right, so as a stress reliever, would you say, well, firstly, do you think, I don't think, to be fair, actually, I don't think everybody does realise that in terms of the benefits that it can. I mean, we spoke openly about mental health and how it helps your mental health in terms of running and the crossover and that sort of stuff. But I would say straight away, it is a good stress reliever, right, Toe?
Yeah, I think it depends how you use it slightly. If you're going out there sort of just doing hard sessions, I think it might not necessarily be the biggest stress reliever. But if you're just going out, nice, easy run, then 100%, you always get back and feel better, don't you?
Yeah. Wilco?
Yeah, I'd concur with that. I mean, particularly, around where we live, I love to go sort of like a little 4 or 5 miler along the river. You know, I went today. I mean, I've been off. I went this afternoon, and I thought, right, I'm not going to take my headphones. I'm just going to go for a little spin down the river, like, you know. And you can. It sounds a cliche, but you know, you see the colours of the trees and the birds singing and stuff like that, and it becomes an escape. And you wind down. I do like. I mean, it's not so good this time of year, obviously, because it gets dark so early. But I do like during the summer just getting out, sort of like finishing work at about 6 o'clock, and then within a quarter of an hour, I've got my trainers on and I'm out, and just sort of like processing the events of the day and things like that. Particularly if I've got a bit, because the nature of work that I do, I have deadlines and things like that. So everything sort of reaches up to a big sort of like climax towards the end of the day.
Like between us.
Oh, yeah, because I'm so busy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But yeah, everything works towards a climax at the end of the day. So consequently, you know, you could just ease down, go out there, and like it just contributes to the wind down, go back, have a shower, cook me tea, and then I'm ready for the evening. It just fills that hole. And it's I'm not the sort of person who gets particularly stressed anyway, but it does give me some sort of it's the path to the closure of the day, and it's lovely. I really like it.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, it's a good point because Toby's like Mr. Flatline. You know when you're in trouble when Toby's actually annoyed about something, you know, or stressed about something. I think it happens once a year, and the best thing to do is run for cover, or he just sits there and gives you a debrief, which means he's pissed off about something. Ben, in terms of your, let's say, toolbox of life, so getting through life, okay. Do you rely on the running in your toolbox to come out and de-stress you?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's, you know, my job can be stressful at times, sadly. And I think I do really rely on that. You know, Tuesday night for me is a very much like that. That is in my work calendar, and everyone knows I'm out the door at 5:30 to get over to Hertford. And it's something I do rely on and I look forward to, because I know it's the social side of the running as well. And I think I've had a couple of conversations with people recently where they're always running for times. So I think it's important to make sure that your running isn't contributing to your stress as well, especially from a mental perspective. You just want to go out and, you know, have a chat, or just go out, you know, your legs will take care of it, right? And that's where I think, to Wilco's point, I love going out. I went out this morning. It was nice just to almost process my thoughts for the day ahead. And yeah, so it's definitely
about
part
me?
of my toolkit.
No,
first thing in the morning. No,
I was just wondering.
Haircut.
No.
I wonder if Toby's booked that haircut. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you've got this to look forward to. He will take his hat off by the end of the show. So do we think that's a hidden benefit for stress reliever?
I do think in some respects that people might not appreciate
Yes.
that it can do that for you, particularly when they start off, because when you start running, generally people are sort of like, right, I want to get fitter. I want to, you know, they may be motivated, you know, I'm getting tired out when I'm playing with my kids, or I've got too much weight, or I've just stopped smoking, or I'm drinking too much, things like that. And they're all physical things. Whereas the mental benefits, they come almost as a byproduct. They come, you begin to realize the mental benefits once you get into it. So I think it is a hidden benefit in some respects that people don't know from the off when they buy their first pair of trainers what a benefit it can be to their mental health. And
it's not an aim, right? When they start, it's normally the physical aspect, and, and as you say, it's the byproduct of it. So yeah,
I've got to cut in because somebody on Facebook, because we cocked it up tonight. We don't know who anybody is on Facebook, but again, we're calling this live, so people are whacking stuff in the chat, which we love, by the way. Did you manage to find out if it was your brother that was at Tesco's in Cheltenham Thursday night and stopped by a random bloke? Yes, it was my brother. I've since spoken to him today. He was in the pub, which seems to be a common theme, actually. But anyway, yes, it was him. He's in Cheltenham, and he's hunkered down in the pub because apparently it's race weekend, Wilco, in Cheltenham.
Why didn't he say? I could have got him some tips.
There you go. And he's hunkered down, and he's probably actually on his way home because it's getting very busy in Cheltenham. But he is there, so that was him. So if you don't know the story, I can't remember. I think it was Jamie on Facebook said that they bumped into somebody wearing 40 Runs stuff in Tesco's. My brother lives in Cheltenham. And now, because of that, then about 5 or 6 other people came set forward and said, yeah, I live in Cheltenham. So now we're going to be starting a satellite group in Cheltenham, which is awesome. So If you're living in Cheltenham, get in touch because we're going to connect you up with Jamie and the rest of the team to form another satellite or social running group in Cheltenham. And actually, I've got to give a shout out. If you're not seen, we've teamed up with the Leeds Rhinos Foundation. We are starting a brand new running group with the Leeds Rhinos in Leeds, based at the AMT Headingley Stadium. Starts next Wednesday, 6:30. Everybody's welcome to come along. You don't have to be a 40 Runs Club member. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to be slow. You don't have to be big, small, tall, whatever it is. Everybody is welcome to come along. Okay. It's a free social running group based at the stadium. Yeah. You're going to get all those benefits. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Don't be shy, people. Get onto the website. We just need you to sign up. That's the only thing. So we need to manage numbers, and there's obviously all the welfare stuff that we need you to tick as well. So
and also, hopefully, some of you will be signed up to the Rob Borough Marathon in May, which I'll be doing myself.
Yeah, there's quite a few people doing that. So yes, make sure you get it right. So heading back, guys, are you ready for your next gem? Your next
can't wait.
Gem?
Can't wait.
Edge of my seat.
This one is probably more applicable. Really, he's not here. But to the Hobbit, Hayden, this is actually more for Hayden, this one. Okay, so I apologise. We're all going to be speaking on his behalf tonight. Right, ready? Number 3. Running can actually slow down the aging process. It helps maintain muscle mass, sharpens your cognitive skills, and increasing bone density. Who knew that staying young could be so simple? I think that's why Hayden, despite being 72, looks so young, because he's done those 6 majors that he's not told anybody about that he's done. So do we agree? I mean, there's no point going, who should we go to? Wilco, do you think you look or feel younger because of running?
I feel fitter than I ever done. I'm now nearly 51. I feel fitter than I did. I mean, I was never particularly fit, but I do feel that I'm at my peak fitness now, fitter than I've ever been before. And I'll tell you what, I do think as well, and this is applicable across the community. I think all the people that I know through the 40 Runs community who go running look so much younger on their Facebook stuff than the people I went to school with who didn't go running. The people that I know sort of like through other circles who are my Facebook friends all look so much older than the people who my mates on Facebook from the 40s, who I think that on average, they all look 5 to 6 years younger than they actually are. Everybody who's out there doing it. And that's just from an aesthetic point of view, just like the way they look. I'm sure the way they feel. I mean, I definitely don't. I'm nearly 51. I definitely don't feel 51.
It's just true.
And I feel really, from a physical perspective, I feel fitter than I ever have been.
I think with Hayden, he kind of gets away because he's so short. He does look like he still hasn't grown properly yet. So I think that helps him. What about you, Ben? I mean, you're young anyway. Well, you've got a big birthday next year. We're going to talk about it.
Well, yeah, it's fine. I'm not worried about turning 40. Yeah, I think so. I think is the question here: does Hayden look 72? No, but I think I think
start a poll.
I think I'm waiting for Marissa to comment. She's going to come up and tell us off in a minute. I think to Wilco's point, you look at people and you do naturally kind of compare, and I think look at you'd never guess your age, Chris. We're allowed to
22.
I thought you were 23 now.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. But yeah, just kind of in that comparison, I think runners generally do look younger, fitter, and
100%.
Yeah,
100%. What about you? Speak up, you big owl.
I think I'm looking pretty good for 21. Does the aging, obviously Hayden's done the 6 stars, right?
Yeah.
Does the aging thing, you get the aging benefit from collecting the 6 t-shirts?
Yeah, so that's probably one of the reasons why I do appear so young, is because I've collected all 6 t-shirts and I've done it in record time. That probably does have a positive impact on how young I look versus, well, for example, Hayden, who's got medals. I've got the t-shirts. I look a lot younger than him, which I think really helps. Mind you, he's 72, so you'd expect that, wouldn't you?
But see, I think this hidden benefit ties into the other hidden benefit.
What's that?
Because stress ages you, doesn't it?
Correct.
So by the fact that then you're running, look, I'm actually paying attention here. This is impressive. That by running, you're reducing all your stress, which then like ages you, so you don't seem that old. And you
Yeah,
feel
so
happy.
And then
smart.
stress is so related to so many sort of medical conditions as well that they exacerbate, all sorts of different problems and make things worse.
All
So
cardiovascular, yeah, exactly. They're all linked.
Okay, so do we agree that's a hidden benefit?
no, because it's there for everybody to see. Think, cool, they look so much younger than
They
they
look good,
actually
don't
are.
they? You
but you
look
don't go
at Hayden,
running.
you
But do
go.
you tie
he
that
looks
to
good.
running though? Do you go,
Huh?
wow, Chris looks 22 because he runs?
No,
but
it's
you
because
don't
I'm a
look
handsome
22.
devil. Right, moving on. Right, there's no way. Right, this is. I'm telling you now. This is the worst list ever.
Just
Number
getting this
4.
comment up for you, Chris.
2-footed in the comment.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he's been hammered.
I'll just cowboy out.
Jason
But he
said
is.
that,
He's 10 years younger than me. This is the thing. People forget he's 10 years younger than me. True, Tobe?
what?
That you're 10 years younger than me.
We're talking about Hayden and you.
Oh, Hayden. I thought we were talking about how to speak.
No, Jay's saying that Hayden.
Yeah, it's because he's so small. I'm not surprised. Don't forget, right? He spends literally millions every month on all his facials, his pedicures, his all that sort of stuff, his fake tan. If it rains, yeah, don't be near Hayden because you're likely to get orange on you. Yeah, so just remember that. I'm not surprised, cheeky. Anyway, look, come on. Number 4 is a big hidden secret that nobody talks about. You ready? Running can aid in weight loss. It's high intensity workout that burns calories and assists in shedding those unwanted pounds. Plus, it revs up your metabolism, allowing you to burn more calories even at rest. So, even at rest, does that mean I can eat while I'm resting? Anyway, we know that's not a hidden gem, right? But what I would say in terms of aiding in weight loss, I think with weight loss, you've got to be very careful because you don't necessarily get the immediate results that you think you're going to get when you start running. You think, right, I'm going to go cats to 5K, right? And within those 6 weeks, I'm gonna look like Speedo, right? That's just not good reference. But anyway, but you think you're gonna do all that weight. It takes a lot longer, right, to do. And also, I'll give you a clue. It's quite hard because the more you get into this running, the more your metabolism speeds up, and the more you're sort of sitting there thinking about like eating. And so I really struggle more. So one of the reasons I started running, apart from my mental health, was to lose weight. I mean, I put the pictures up on Transformation Tuesday, right? You've all seen what I was like. So one of the main reasons, the main drivers, other than my mental health, was to lose weight. But it took a while, and then I got to, and I dropped all that weight. So what was it, 4 or 5 stone, whatever it was. And then I got to the point where I started putting quite a bit back on because I was running so much that I started like eating a lot, right? And now I'm at that point now, especially this week. I'm thinking I'm definitely eating too much. I'm eating like I'm training for like 2 marathons again, and that's not good. That's not good, especially with my personality and the things I have to deal with, right? So I think it's something that people talk about in terms of weight loss, but I think it's actually harder to manage and harder to achieve than it appears. Ben, you're nodding. What do you think?
I totally agree on that. And there's a comment come in as well in terms of the disagree. You build muscle mass, you can actually weigh heavier but have a leaner shape. I would caution against focusing on how much you're weighing. I think it's got to be from a look perspective, and that you feel comfortable with that. But it is balance. It's really balancing it. I was like, I finished London and continued eating through May, like I was still running a marathon and still doing marathon training to the point of so my kick was, I don't think I've shared this with everyone apart from you, Chris, was that my nan asked me at the end of May if I was pregnant. That was how that was the kick that I needed. And can't believe I've admitted that on here, but yes, so that was where. But even now, like this week, I'm looking and my running's not massively. I've probably had a good week this week, but last week I think I did maybe like 10 miles, but still eating as if I'm,
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got
I didn't need that extra bit of chicken on the Captain Curry today.
Exactly. So I think yes, there's benefits of it, but I don't think to the degree that, you know, people just go, right, I'm going to run to start losing weight. I think it can be a side effect, but you've got to look at other things as well.
Okay, I'm going to scoot on to number 5 because I've just seen the time. I didn't realise. I know. Sorry, Wilco.
I was just going to say, because obviously, you know, I've had quite a bit of experience of this. But I will say that it's true. A very true thing is like you cannot outrun a bad diet.
Yeah.
You can't. You've got to, you know, like when I first started, it was sort of like, oh, I've done 10K. I'll come back and smash a tube of Pringles, you know, and think that, you know, everything's going to be okay. I've been keeping a track of, you know, I've lost 2 stone in the last couple of months. I've been keeping a track. I've just had a look now. 158 days I've been keeping a track of my calories. And, you know, and the times have come in, but I'm still like I did Nebworth the other week, and I did a 5-minute course record, but I weighed 1.5 stone less 4 years ago when I set the original mark.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, yeah, I take the point about muscle mass and things like that. And it's not all about food, but just keep an eye on your food. Keeping an eye on your food is just, that's the way forward.
Yeah, no, good chat, Wilco. Good chat. Right, I'm going to move on to this one, and then we'll wrap it up. So the last hidden benefit, hidden in explanation. Right, I'm not sure about it. So running promotes better sleep. It helps regulate your sleep patterns, leading to a more restful and rejuvenating. I wish I could.
Regenerated.
Say goodbye to those sleepless nights and hello to a well-rested morning. Well, personally, I think that's absolute nonsense. I struggle. I think anybody who's got ADHD, right? I struggle with sleep. Okay, it's one of the things that absolutely destroys me. But I as I've said openly on here, I last training, but I was really trying to get on top of it. And I find because of the hours that I work, getting home, coaching and things like that in the evening, like so on a Tuesday night, boys, I mean, you all come to a Tuesday night saying, do you struggle to sleep on a Tuesday night because where your endorphins are up, where you're running late? Wilco.
Well, yeah, sometimes, you know, I've often had things like, it takes time to wind down. You'll often hear this, footballers talk about this sort of thing. Like if they're playing in a big European game on a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, they'll say, I couldn't sleep till 4:00 in the morning because the whole thing, they're just buzzing. And still the activity that they've done means that they can't rest. What I will say about helping sleep, I think, is running. It does give you the opportunity to live more in a routine. Yes. And I do that sort of thing. So like, okay, I'll watch TV at a certain sort of time and then I'll read for a little while and then I'll go to bed at a certain time. And then, so you get the routines. Sometimes that helps. But I think it depends what sort of person you are. Some people can switch off. Some people can't.
Are you one of those people?
No. I mean, it's not, I know he's talking about routines. See, I never have a routine anything. So that doesn't really help me.
Sleep though.
I think it's like, so I think if you're going out doing some gentle miles here and there and burning energy like that, probably would help. But then if you're going out and doing long runs and hard miles, and what you find your legs just hurt, you don't sleep. That's what I find.
All right, Ben, question for you. Do you struggle to sleep after a big race? Like a reason I think about it. So in New York, I mean, maybe a bad example because of the time zone I was at, but like I couldn't sleep. I can never sleep after I've done a big race. That night, I'm especially a marathon. I'm useless. What about you?
Yeah, the same. And I didn't know whether that was the alcohol. Partly probably the alcohol, but I feel like after London, I didn't sleep. Berlin, I didn't really sleep. Chicago, weird. After marathons, I just can't sleep. But also,
do you find on these races, are you finding that you're dwelling on things if things haven't gone particularly well, or or you've got the euphoria? Doesn't it matter? You know, do you find that you sleep worse after a race that hasn't been great than one that if you've done really well and you've blown it out of the park?
For me, I think it's just the endorphins and that kind of. Because I think the night before as well, it's like running helps you sleep. Try doing it the night before a race and then the night after a race, right? I think it messes when you're for those elements. I don't think it does, but I find the night of a race I do struggle. I think it is just the endorphins and maybe they're thinking about it.
So actually, what we've established on this podcast is that those 5 hidden benefits of running are absolute nonsense. Because they're not hidden and some of them aren't actually true. But as always, value added. But at least we did. I tell you what, though, at least we did make up some questions and use them and pre-record that, so it looks like we know what we're talking about. So we did well then. We spoofed it ourselves. Anyway, better not talk about it. So I think we've added a lot of value tonight, chaps. I do want to finish and close because this weekend we've got a big event. We've got a big park run taking place in Gunpowder. We're doing a 250th park run. Mark Sloan's doing that. We've got to give him a shout out. So I think that's important to recognise one of our troops are doing that. So we're all heading down there. Wilco, what are you doing? Are you coming along to that?
I am. I've managed to get a half-hour pass at work. So, yeah, I'm coming down. So, because it's just beyond my boundary of getting back for the 10 o'clock meeting. But, yeah, I've been given a bit of leeway on that. So I'm going to come down. And then Sunday, a few of us from Hartford, we're off to the St. Neots Half Marathon.
Nice.
Which is a new event. Be something a bit different. And I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, I'll be popping off to do that.
Ben, are you going to pretend to run that race or are you actually going to do it?
What, the St. Neots? I haven't entered, so maybe I can make my own medal and pretend
make it up. Just
right?
get a picture.
Then last year's medal somewhere?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a new race. You're buggered. Speak out. Can you show all the viewers who've waited 56 minutes to see your Barnet, please?
No.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Hang out of order.
Don't disappoint.
I didn't promise it, did I?
No, but you've got to deliver. There's a
well, if they want to see it, they have to come down to Gunpowder tomorrow, really.
Oh, so if you want to see Tobes, if you want to see Speedgoat's Barnet, get down to Gunpowder Park tomorrow, or donate on the Stand Up to Cancer page and say on there you want to see Speedgoat's Barnet, and he will do it. So look, I think what we've learned, Marissa just having you, what we've learned tonight is a few things, boys, to sum this up. Firstly, that our race reviews are probably the hottest ticket on the running podcast scene, and you need to get an email into the email address, which is Wilco
longrunshow@gmail.com.
Thank you very much. We've also learned that we're standing up to cancer. We're saying a big to stand up to cancer this week. We're going to be and next week we're going to be sending our love to and support to as many people as we can. We're going to be raising as much awareness to that as possible. So if you want to get involved in that, get along to the Facebook community or get onto the 40 Runs website. You can get your race bib down. I think we've also decided that everybody needs to come to London on the 29th. That's fair to say, isn't it, chaps? To join a free shakeout run. If you're in the north of the country and you can get along to our Leeds, new Leeds Rhinos partnership social running group that's starting next week, make sure you get onto that. And I think also we discovered that actually the 5 hidden benefits to running aren't that hidden. So I think that probably is a good place to leave it, really. Thank you very much to the boys for joining us. Thanks to Speak Out for stepping into Mel. Mel will send you some love to you as well. Next week, I've got absolutely no idea what we're talking about. I've got no idea who's on.
You got your man on.
Who is he?
Fletcher's on.
Oh, yes, it's Fletch next week. So that's good news. So thank you very much, Wilco. We've got Fletch on to talk about our Stand Up to Cancer and what he's going through. And as I said, if you're going to tune in live to that one, I would 100% do what I'm doing, which is bring a box of tissues, because I think that's going to be an emotional podcast, people, and live event. So make sure you tune in for that. I am live on Monday, 8 o'clock for our bite-size sort of viewer hangout, subscriber hangout, just talk nonsense, running shoes, whatever. Well, really, whatever you want to talk about. On a Monday, that's at 8 o'clock. So you can join me live, or again, you can listen to that back as a podcast. But I think that's it, chaps. We've done very well. We've had no admin tonight, so we've not got ourselves into any trouble, which is good news. Hayden's not been here, which I think has that helped, or has that not helped? Do you think, having Hayden?
Yeah. Oh, it's always nice to see Hayden, though. It
is nice to see him, isn't it? It is nice to see him. And lastly, we've got to give a shout out to our sponsors, Skechers, for supporting this podcast. Thank you very much. Go over to skechers.co.uk. And again, they've got some big savings over there. I'd have a look on there, skechers.co.uk. And that's it, guys. So I will see you. I think I'm going to see all of you in the morning. I'm going to see Speak Out Barnet in the morning as well, which is something to look forward to. Make sure you get over to Facebook and check out that Just Giving page that Alan's put up. Smash the life out of that, please. Come on, people, get behind that. And Speak Out, can you take us out, please?
Hey.